Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I am pleased to announce that we have had our baby girl finally on Wednesday the 23rd of September, and she was born in the morning, early morning hours, after quite a long labour. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. So some of it will probably, for some of you, contain too much information, so if you just want to skip through some of the bits that are not going to be relevant or you don't want to really listen to it, that's absolutely fine. I'll try to keep it as short as possible, but I just wanted to share with you my experience of the UK, being in a hospital, on a labour ward, postnatal ward and things like that. My waters broke and I was already overdue by 5 days, and that was on the afternoon of early evening, 6 o'clock on Monday, and they started leaking, so it wasn't anything too major, but I did go to the hospital and got checked out. Was told that I'll be better off just going home and see if anything starts happening. I didn't really get contractions or any pains until that night, midnight. Around midnight my contractions started, but they were only mild and maybe every hour or so. And they didn't really progress till much later on. So in the morning, after a sleepless night, which I much regret now, but I was so excited I just couldn't sleep through it. I went to the park, walked the dog, tried to kind of get things going, but nothing happened till much later on in the afternoon. So say from about 2 o'clock my contractions will start getting a bit closer and closer. And then from then on things progressed quite quickly. I was a bit sick with it as well, which wasn't very nice, but it's part of it, I guess. But yeah, once my contractions were about 7 minutes apart, we went to hospital, and luckily when they checked me I was already 4 centimeters dilated, so they decided to keep me in and gave me a lovely room with this lovely birthing pool and a bouncy ball, and all was well. But unfortunately I couldn't use the birthing pool rather, due to the fact that my waters broke quite early on, and there was a mild risk of infection, and it's just not recommended in our local hospital, which was a shame because I could have really done with taking the edge of the pain of some of the contractions I was having. But never mind. I did use the ball a little bit. It helped at the beginning, but once my contractions got quite strong I just didn't really like it very much. I much preferred sitting down or walking about. I was given Gassinair, which I tried, and at the beginning it made me quite sick, so I was sick a few times again, but I eventually got used to it. I think because I was quite tired as well, and at that point, you know, I've been pretty much in labour for like, I don't know, like 12 hours or something. Didn't really have much to eat, so it takes a bit of time getting used to Gassinair if you haven't had it before. And yeah, that we were just waiting pretty much like for the contractions to get a lot stronger. After some hours, the midwife wasn't too happy with the slow progress, so they moved me onto another room which was so-called higher risk. But there was nothing really wrong, it was just to be able to monitor me and put the belt on my tummy, or 2 belts to monitor our heart rates. And we still stayed in that room until she was born. My midwife was brilliant. She encouraged me the whole way, and I was pushing for about 2.5 hours, so it was quite a long period of time, and I was so tired. I'm not gonna lie, eventually I got to the point where I was like, I'm gonna have Pethidine, because she said, you know, I can have it if I want to, if I'm in too much pain. But to be fair, I was more tired than anything. I was so tired, I was literally dozing off between contractions, and suddenly they eased off as well. They slowed down a little bit, so I was a bit discouraged, I guess. and that's when I asked for pethidine. The doctor came in and she was saying, you know, she thinks I'm going to be able to deliver naturally myself, but if nothing happens within half an hour, then she would administer oxytocin, which is given through a drip, and it's basically just a hormone that they use normally in inductions. So if you were to be induced, they will give you this to kind of start your uterus contracting. And I think once that drip was in, that cannula, it was literally like 5 minutes and she was out. So I think maybe, I don't know if it was psychological, I just didn't want any drugs, I was like, I can do this myself. So apparently it didn't even kick in and she was out. So I was very, very pleased.
You need to do your skin to skin. Okay?
Once I see
Oh, I'm happy. I just want you to do skin to skin for mom.
yeah, that's fine.
Put the baby on me.
The belly, and I've got the thyroid trinket here.
Well done.
She's
No, no, don't see your other girl.
and little baby Amelia came at 2 o'clock in the morning, finally, on the 23rd, and she was 3.9 kilos almost, which is 8 pounds 9 ounces. So she wasn't the smallest baby in the world for a first baby. So I have to admit, I was shocked, I was exhausted, I was excited, I was everything all together, and it was an amazing experience. I don't think I could do it without my Aaron being there, because he was just the most brilliant, supportive partner you could have when you're in labour. He was just the right amount of quiet when you needed it, and he was just, you know, giving me things and handing things over and encouraging me, and I hope he didn't suffer too much. I mean, I think every guy, at least that's what he said to me at the end, he said every guy should be there to see it because it's just an amazing experience. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to finish the video yesterday. So here I am the next day to actually show you our little baby girl. So here is Amelia, and she is 11 days today. Say hi. Fast asleep. Amelia just had her first walk in a sling, in a baby carrier. I was a bit scared at first, so I wanted to wait a couple of weeks for her to actually be a bit more, you know, flexible and everything. And I gave it a shot today, and actually it's brilliant. She loved it. She fell asleep in it, and it's made my walks with the dog much easier as well, because we live upstairs, and taking the pram down and everything is quite a mission. So it's made my life a lot easier and gave me my 2 hands back. So that's it. Hope you've enjoyed our video. If you have any questions at all, please leave me a comment below, and I'm looking forward to see you in a next update video.